Everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. Happy Monday. What a way to start out the week. Getting hammered across the board. Sea of red today, but it's okay, right? Why is this happening? Is this out of the blue, or is there a reason behind it? Well, we're going to look at that today. We're going to look at the daily charts, the weekly charts, see some projections on some macro level support levels based on a couple different indicators. So if you like the video today, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram. We have a free Telegram, over 600 members now. That's absolutely free. If I'm not posting on YouTube, sometimes I post in there. Posted a couple things in there already today, even short videos. If you want more help than that, that's what our Patreon's for. We have a private Telegram, tips and tricks on what I'm personally doing, just a little bit more in depth. So if you not like that, you need some more help navigating the rest of the market cycle, that's what that's for. Try us out, no obligation. So let's get started. Without further ado, Bitcoin on the weekly chart. We said in a couple videos last week, if we close 2 consecutive weekly candles under our 21-week EMA, which is the yellow line here, then the odds increase of us doing something more similar to what happened back in May and June and even July. So that's what this green box is for. Now you could wonder why the top line. If I could, kind of follow the contour of the 21-week EMA, that would be kind of the top line. So I think until we can break above the 21-week and hold it as support, then we're likely going to be stuck in this box. And why the range on this box? I'm glad you asked. The bottom of the box is the bottom of this wick right here. So as long as we don't wick lower than that, we can make a, that would break our trend, our uptrend here. As long as we don't wick outside of that box, then we're still in an uptrend based on the facts. Go and look at this close, right? This close of the weekly candle. So we could wick anywhere as long as it's not lower than that wick. But a weekly close, we'd want to hold above this weekly close, 43,178. If we do either of those things, then there's more concern in the market. But until that happens, there's no cause for panic. And it's likely just the odds. That's all you have in crypto is the odds. It's likely that we're going to remain inside this box. And we're between the bottom here, which is roughly 40K, and the 21-week EMA. So if we get outside of either of these areas, to the top or the bottom, then we're likely going to continue in that direction. If we're to break outside, we want to, like I said, get above the 21-week and then hold it as support, like we did back in here. See the wick? We got above it, came back down, support, 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 and then lift off again. That's what we'd want to look for. If we close outside of this, then yes, that would be a bigger level of concern. But until you get there, there's no cause for panic. This is par for the course, so to speak. So why the big gap? Well, look at the big gap here. Look how much volatility. So I would expect increased volatility. Look at these rallies, right? We have these aren't little percent moves. We rallied in, about a week or so, 36% to the upside. And then look at the very next time, the very next week or two, we went down 30%. Okay. That's massive. Think of that, right? We're down market wide, 10, 12%, right? Bitcoin's only down 5%. We're talking 30% upswings, 30% downswings week after week after week. So look at that. That's this box. Look at these boxes. So from the bottom of that box, we could go up almost the same, 27, 28% from where we are. And then again, from the bottom of so be prepared for upside, downside volatility, just like we did back in here. It's not just low volatility and we're going to stay at the same prices. I would not expect that. I would expect massive swings up and down week over week until we break one of these levels. So until we break outside of this box, there's no reason to get excited. And there's no reason to panic until we break outside of this green box. Now, you might wonder why this long. There's no rhyme or reason to that. This is the end of January, right? We could certainly take longer than that. We could take shorter than that. But until we get to the top side of that, over the 21-week or under 40K, no cause for concern. Wick under here or weekly close under 43. Okay, remember that. Now let's go to the next chart. Our momentum, our stochastic RSI on the weekly. There's good news and bad news in this chart. What's the good news? I'm glad you asked. The good news is we've hit bottom. We've bottomed out, right? Look at the blue. That's the the stochastic, and the average is the red. Ideally, you want this move, right? This move that we happened back in July when we bottomed out. We had our capitulation. Everything was ultra low. That's kind of where we are now, like, right? So the bad news is we could stay down here for a little bit, right? And also we have no momentum now, so it's harder for us to get the macro uptrend when you have no momentum. What do we want to look for is a bounce and not a fake out bounce. We want the cross back into this shaded area, this purple box. We need a bounce back up until there. So until that happens, the macro level turnaround to the upside is not likely. And unfortunately, we can last down here for weeks or even months. Ideally, we'd like to just bounce going into the new year. You can see that could possibly happen maybe even the first week of January. So don't get too down yet. Just follow the charts and let them be your cause for excitement or concern, and not social media, right? That will get you destroyed in a hurry. I was on there for a few minutes yesterday, and I had to get out of there. Like, it's just toxic. Don't listen. Don't get on social media when everything's super bullish or super bearish. It's not going to ever help you. It will just destroy your mind in a hurry. So look at the charts. Find someone that just goes off of charts if it's not me, and just base it on that. Don't go to the moon boy or the bear boy. I don't know. What's a term for the bear boy? The pit boy? The devil boy? The hell boys? What's the term? The opposite of the moon boys. There's got to be one of those people. Last chart. The Gaussian channel on the 5-day. Ever important Gaussian channel. So we talked about this last week as well. We closed one candle in, two candles in, and now we're in the middle of our third 5-day candle. What are the odds? The odds are that we test the bottom of the median Gaussian channel, as we did back in the first week of December. So when does that happen? I don't know, but the odds are increased now that we've closed two candles under there. The odds are that we are going to test this before going back up. Does that have to happen? Of course not. Do we have to even bounce over here? Of course not. If we close two candles again under that, then the odds increase of, again, more lower price movement. But as you can see back in here in July, we came down below it two candles, but we got close to the bottom, but not quite. And then we lifted off. And you might wonder what this red line is. Well, this is the line that we talked about in the last video. This would be my worst case scenario, ultra concrete level 5-day crypto bottom, absolute bottom. If we were to go down, I don't think Bitcoin will ever be under 29K ever again in its history. So bold prediction. That's my prediction. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't say we're going down that low, but if we ever did again, that would be my ultra macro level low, because we've hit it many times and held it as support. Does it have to hold? Of course not. But I'll take anyone's bets that you think we're going lower than that. Whatever amount you want to bet. So right now, the odds are we hit this. If it's this week, it's 43.3. Next week, it'll probably still increase just ever so slightly. So a couple $100 every 5-day candle, it's increasing. That'll still happen. So if it closes, if we come down here, the end of the year, then we're probably looking more towards 44K, as you can see there. So that's the bigger picture. I think we'll be out of this, and not so much longer. Whether it's another couple weeks, another couple months, at the most, I don't think we're going to last as long as we did back in here. I think it'll be a little bit shorter than this. Whether we could be out of this this time next week, right? That'd be kind of the earliest. I would say, going into the last half of December, maybe a rally. But I think the odds are, as we talked about a couple times, right? We stay in this box for the next handful of weeks, and then we come out of it. And going into Q1, we have some nice movements, and we get some alts moving back to the upside. But until Bitcoin closes its 21-week as support, flip this and flip it as support, then there's no reason to think that you're going back to the moon. So even if we come down to 43 and we go back to 50, everyone will be excited, but you'll know better. Until we can close outside of the 21-week, hold it as support for at least a week, more likely a week or two, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, just like we did, right? We hit it back here, support, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before we started lifting off again. So now that's the bigger picture. the silver lining in all this is the longer it's taking us to peak, the ceiling is raising, right? The slower you can reach a macro level peak, the higher you can go. If you go parabolic really quickly, that's going to be bad. So the longer it takes to, build back up and slowly go up the stairs, I would love to macro level just do this, more or less keep on that linear path. See, you can see this kind of trajectory, right? Let me just throw this in here, right? So you can see the trajectory of this way. I would much rather take this angle rather than this angle, right? Look how the difference, parabolic almost, right? Not quite a blow off top, but this move was unsustainable. So I would love us to just kind of take our time, mosey on up the way to 100K, and then if we get a blow off top, so be it. But I think the odds are decreasing for a blow off top. The more money that comes in, you understand, like when we have $5 trillion that say Bitcoin's at 150K, it's difficult for prices to go parabolic. It was easier when we were at, way down here. There's 10x less money back in here than we have today. There'll be even more money coming in. So maybe this is the new blow off top, right? Maybe we just have these rounded tops from now on. Maybe there aren't any blow off tops. You need to get that in your head and not be too deterministic in your thinking that we have to get a blow off top before the end of the cycle. That may not come, right? This may be the new blow off top. This may be the new tops for crypto. I'm not saying this is the top, right? But I'm saying when we get to the 100K, 150K, it might look very similar to this. You need to be prepared for that and not think that because we haven't parabolic blow off topped that we haven't ended the end of this cycle, which I don't think is over yet. And I think we are still going much higher. 150K, 200K. I think those are still coming within the next 12 months or so, 6 to 12 months. Still coming. So be patient. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We're still in fear. A lot of fear. The Fear and Fear Index, as I called it this morning. 28. We're at fear. In fear. What are the odds that we go lower tomorrow? I'd say pretty good, right? We're market dropping on a Monday. More panic and chaos. What we want to look for is, at least hold this 16 level, which we've double bottomed so far. Or if we go below that, look back left. 10 seems to be a nice concrete level for a floor. If you see us at 10, maybe we can get a little bit more of a rally. 10. We hit 10 4 times before lifting off back to the upside last time. Or we go back to 10 again? Maybe not. Maybe 16's our new low. You decide. But if we hit 10 again, I like our chances of going up after that. So let's see what else we got. Appropriate quote of the day. I found this. I feel like we needed to have this today. The stock market is the vice, and crypto is even magnifies this quote. Stock market is the device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. I couldn't agree more, Mr. Buffett. Car of the day. Any guesses? Someone guessed this. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S with no turbo. It's all electric. I don't know why you call it car turbo with no turbo, but Porsche maintained to do it. So still cool looking car. All right, so this Tesla competitor, at least for the performance ones, costs a little bit more, and there's no turbo, but I still like it. I take one. There's the front and the back. I love the blade light. I love that. I think that looks much more futuristic and more minimalist. I'm a fan of cars going to go into that versus the two taillights, just like kind of one blade light. I think cars will probably do that in the future as kind of LED technology improves. I think the lights are going to get more small. See this, the quad lights. Porsche's done that for a couple years now, probably about a decade, really. I think it started in the Panamera even back like at least a decade ago. But I'm a big fan of the blade lights. I like the Taycan Turbo S with no turbo. The interiors are nice, the screens are nice, the tech's nice. All right, what do you think? You like that one? Porsche or Tesla? Probably the two biggest electric cars right now. There'll be more, but as far as like the higher end ones, yeah, both of these are pretty nice. I'll leave it at that. We have nothing else to talk about. What do you think? How long do we leave a comment? How long do you think we'll be here? Do you think we're going down? Think we're going under 40K? Or do you think we'll just, maybe I'm correct and we're just going to, range bound for the next several weeks and then go back up again? Or do you think we're done and we're going full bear? Are we going back to zero? Are we going to zero? I don't know.